Hello, it's Dr. White for Dr. White's Reading Corner, and today we're looking at literature for college students. We're reading a little bit of Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Zora Neale Hurston's books for a while were out of print until Alice Walker, the writer of The Color Purple, started writing about her and reading some of her books and encouraging people to read her books again. And because of that, her books were put back into print in the 1970s. And Zora Neale Hurston is what we call one of the writers of the Harlem Renaissance. And she was pretty well known during that period of time, but then she moves to Florida and some other things happen and she dies in obscurity. But because of Alice Walker, once again, we have fallen back in love with Zora Neale Hurston, and especially her famous story, Their Eyes Were Watching God. So today I'm going to read the opening chapter, just the first two paragraphs of chapter 1. Ships at a distance have every man's wish on board. For some they come in with the tide, for others they sail forever on the horizon, never out of sight, never landing until the watcher turns his eye away in resignation, his dreams mocked to death by time. This is the life of men. And that's how the story begins. And let me give you a little bit of history of the story. So the narrator is what we call an omniscient narrator. That means the narrator is all-knowing. The main character in our story is Janie Crawford, and the story is what we call a coming-of-age story. We see Janie struggling to find her voice. However, her journey through 3 marriages will force her to question her life. Her real love is her 3rd husband named Tea Cake. So Janie Crawford ends up being married 3 times in our story. And this is around the turn of the century. And Tea Cake is around 12 years younger than Janie Crawford. And so that was a big deal back then too. So as the story continues on, we begin to learn about her 3 husbands, her first 2, and then her real love, Tea Cake. We also learn about her friend, Phoebe Watson, as well. And we see how Janie Crawford struggles to see who she is, to allow her voice to be heard. And we see the way society was, especially for African American women during that time. So I suggest, if you have not read Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston, you should pick up a copy today and read it. I will provide some more updates to this book soon. And that's it for Dr. White's Reading Corner. Bye.